Imagine opening up a pack of base set Pokemon cards, and your pull was this Alakazam. To many collectors, this is probably one of their worst nightmares. But to me, this is like a dream come true. I'm on a mission to collect every single holographic from base set either as a miscut or off-center. The crazy part is I'm not just doing it for base set unlimited, but I'm also trying to find all of the base set Shadowless in miscut and off-center as well. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of my base set miscut holos and check out which ones can be improved on and or find a better copy of. I'm going to start with base set unlimited and then we're going to move on to Shadowless afterward. Number 1 out of 102 is Alakazam. This bad boy is shifted in both this direction and this direction, so double shifted, and there's an alignment dot that's visible in the bottom right corner. The cool part about this card is that it's not actually a true miscut, rather a misalignment, so the front is shifted but the back is actually perfectly centered. Next up is Blastoise. This is another one that's pretty decently shifted. This one's only shifted in one direction, and if we take a look at the back here, it is also shifted on the back. So yes, this is a true miscut. Yes, I know, this is actually a base set 2 Chansey. For some reason, I still haven't found a very nice copy of base set original miscut, so we have a base set 2 to show today. For some reason, the Chanseys, Clefairies, Wigglytuffs were all very prevalently miscut in base set 2. So there's like a ton of copies out there you can find from base set 2 that have this sort of shifter miscut going on. Taking a look at the back, we can see it's actually a misalignment because the front is way more shifted than the back is. This copy of Charizard is not the most shifted you've ever seen. There is a partial alignment dot in that bottom left corner there, but what makes this card extra cool, if we zoom in here, we can see that there's actually additional white ink, especially around Charizard's body and then on that left-hand side of the card. So not only is this OC, but it also has a pretty cool misprint. This Clefairy is another one that's base set 2. I haven't found a really nice base set copy yet. The next one here is one of my favorites. I love Gyarados as a card, and I love collecting Gyarados miscuts. This Gyarados miscut is showing a little bit of the next card even at the bottom. The tough part about this one is that there was actually sheets of these theme deck holos that were released, so there's actually a lot of square cut copies out there. That makes me think that it's possible that this is actually an NFC card as well, and not a true miscut. It's honestly very tough to tell, but either way, I'm really proud of this card. I really love this miscut. And that goes the same for this Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan, Gyarados, Ninetales, and Mewtwo were all printed on the same theme deck holo sheet together. Well, I believe this to be a true miscut. It's hard to tell for sure, and it's very possible that it's an NFC from a sheet. I guess I should explain, NFC means non-factory cut. It means basically someone had cut it off of a sheet after it left the factory. Next up is one of my all-time favorite miscuts from base set. This is a base set Machamp, and it might look like a miscut, but it's actually a misalignment because the back is centered and the front is shifted. But the front is shifted so much, we can actually see some edge of sheet showing at the top there. Edge of sheet is almost unheard of in base set holographic. Funny enough, base set Machamp couldn't be pulled from a pack anyway, because the only way that you could get it is from the 2-player starter set. It was actually a promo card inside of the 2-player starter set, but it was sealed in its own cellophane. And even though they were all first edition, there are also shadowless versions of this Machamp. Next up we have a Magneton. This is actually one of my first twisted miscuts from the set. It's not a largely twisted miscut, but it's enough to definitely tell that it's twisted. Next up we have a miscut Mewtwo. Not only is this a miscut card, but the card's coloring is actually a lot darker looking, or maybe more cyan or something going on. Base set had a lot of print variations as far as color goes, and I feel like this Mewtwo, you can really find some dark copies. Here is a fully miscut Nidoking. I was just able to upgrade this Nidoking. I had a lesser miscut version of this, but this one's a really great example. And I guess I should show the backside as well. Here's what the backside looks like. And the only miscut Ninetales I actually have graded by PSA. The cert number is quite old, and this was graded a long time ago. This was actually one of the first miscut cards that I've ever bought. It's another one I wonder because, like I said, this is from those theme deck holo sheets. I just don't know for sure if this was a factory cut or not. We have a decently off-center copy of Poliwrath. I think I would like to upgrade this one a little more, but it's honestly a pretty good copy. I was able to pick up a lot of Wizard of the Coast Raichu miscuts in like quick succession, like super fast. So I have miscuts like this from Fossil set. I think I also have like a first edition Fossil with a similar miscut. But again, let me get my phrasing right. This is actually a misalignment. The front is shifted and the back is actually centered. Nicely off-center Venusaur from Base Set. This card would be a great contender for grading if it wasn't for this whack corner and edge down here. Even though this isn't showing an alignment dot in the bottom left corner, which I think it should be normally, that doesn't always mean everything. And my last holo from Base Set is this crazy twisted Zapdos. It has definitely seen better days. This thing is kind of wrecked. But before I got that one, I actually had this Zapdos, which is a really good example, almost fully miscut. Now that we finished up Base Set, it's time to move on to my Shadowless off-center and miscut cards. And just a warning, some of these are not the greatest miscuts. They're not even the greatest off-center, but it's a very tough task to find these cards miscut and try to find them for a decent price especially. This Alakazam is actually a really nice example. It has a alignment dot in the top left corner there, and overall just a beautiful looking card. Then we have a Shadowless Blastoise. If we take a look at the holo there, we can see this thing is scuffed for days. It is not great shape, but it is actually a pretty good off-center card. And I take it back again, it's not a full off-center, it's actually a misalignment. The back is centered and the front is shifted. And I warned you there's going to be some weak copies. This Chansey's a super weak copy. The front looks like nothing, but the back is slightly misaligned. This thing is also in pretty terrible shape, so maybe one day I'll be able to add a better copy than this. Here is the off-center Shadowless Charizard. It's also not the most off-center, and it's also in a random slab. This is just how I bought it. But if we do look in the bottom left corner, we will see a partial alignment dot down there. This is another one where I'll probably never be able to afford a better miscut copy, so I just have to accept this one. This Clefairy, on the other hand, is a very nice miscut copy. It has what looks like a little alignment dot down here, but that's not an alignment dot. I see those all the time and I'm not exactly sure what that is. But when we flip it around to the back, we can see that it's actually in pretty decent shape too. Next up is Shadowless Gyarados. This one doesn't quite compare to my English version, but it does show a partial alignment dot in the bottom left corner. Very similar for a lot of these. This Hitmonchan is a bit stronger, and again, that partial alignment dot in the bottom left corner. Most of these are true miscuts and not quite misalignments. We can see both sides are shifted. This Machamp, on the other hand, is probably my best miscut from Base Set Shadowless. And yes, you can argue that it's actually first edition Shadowless, but they all had first edition. There's no differentiating between the two. Not only can you see a partial alignment dot on the bottom left, but you can also see one on the bottom right. And yes, this is a true miscut, unlike my one from Base Set Unlimited. That one was a misalignment. This one is a true miscut. Sort of a new one here for the Shadowless. This Magneton's actually shifted left to right and not top to bottom like most of the other ones. And it is actually in pretty decent shape back here, but for some reason there's like a hollow dot. Like you can see where the holographic shows through right at that little dot at the bottom of the card. This off-center Nidoking is a very weak copy, but again, just wait till we see the back. The front is kind of off-center. It's not great, but the backside is actually misaligned. It's actually shifted in a different direction than the front. So I guess that almost makes up for it. Great off-center example on this Poliwrath here. Again, we got the alignment dot in the bottom left corner. Next up is Raichu. This one's sort of off-center. It's pretty decent. And again, that really weird kind of looking alignment dot. I don't know if that's a legitimate alignment dot or not. We see that all the time and around this era, and I have no idea if it's legitimate. Off-center Venusaur, I plan on just keeping this as a placeholder because it is in really terrible shape. Hopefully one day I'm able to upgrade to a better copy, but you can see there's creasing, and it feels kind of like there's water damage. This card is really rough shape. And my final card from the Shadowless set is this Zapdos right here. The front looks absolutely normal, but when we flip it around to the back, we can see the back is actually super misaligned. This one's actually one of my first quality misalignments from Shadowless, and I think that this one is so good, I don't really need a better copy, but I would like one that's more visible on the front. And there you have it. Hopefully one day I get to upgrade some of these cards and find some of the ones that I'm missing. But right now, this is my collection that probably took actually years in the making, so I'm pretty proud of it and I'm pretty happy with how far I've come. I've had a lot of people that have seen my reels, my shorts, my short form content, and they've asked me to make some more long form content. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't know how to navigate the long form content quite as well as the short form. So just stick around. Hopefully I get better at this. And thank you for watching, especially if you watch this whole video. I know I can go on and I could really go into deep depth in a lot of these cards, but I'm trying to stay kind of surface level for this video especially.